What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Dive Bomb SquadCast. I'm your host, Matt Judy, and we have episode 88 coming at you, and you have seen this dude's mustache all over our social media, just even in this last week alone, because we were just there. But we have Zac Carothers of Big Slash Hunts. You've seen him last year and this year. We got him on for the podcast, and how you doing, man?
Been great. Duck season's finally here. How could you not be doing great?
Hell yeah, I feel it, dude. I mean, we were there literally just like 5 days ago with you for the opener, which was pretty sweet. We can get into that, a little bit later. But do you have your split coming up pretty soon?
That's right. It's open till Monday, and then it closes until December the 10th. And actually, I'm looking forward to it because there's some cold weather up north, and
yeah,
when they have time to come down here and rest, it gets greasy. There's no doubt.
That's true. Yeah, it's always crazy to me. We have no split, so you guys are just open for a week, and then you have your split, and then it's go time for the rest of the season after that.
That's correct. Well, Arkansas does another weird split where at Christmas Eve day and the day after, there's no huntings.
Dang, you can't even enjoy a little Christmas Eve morning hunt.
That's dude. Right. There's a theory going around that some of the wives got together many years ago and talked to the right judge to get that passed.
Damn. That's wild. I mean, dude, some people still can't even hunt Sundays in their state still, which I think is crazy.
I didn't know that until you told me the other day, actually.
Yeah, it's wild. Freaking wild, dude. But so I kind of just wanted to dive in right away on Big Slash. I mean, if people who may have not seen the videos or something, they run this amazing property in Arkansas, all kinds of great hunting, and just kind of want to dive into how all that started, how you got involved with it, maybe a little history of your hunting, how you grew up hunting, kind of dive into that right away.
All of it's just been a blessing, to say the least. That's the best way to start out with it. I was lucky enough at a very young age. My father met a man named Mike Catfish Flaunt, who guided in the Mississippi Delta out of a little town called Webb. He ran a place called Tallahatchie Hunts, and I started hunting with him when I was 6 years old, and my father would hunt with him every day of the season. So from the time I was a child, I was around guided hunts, and it just always put a twinkle in my eye. And I decided to pursue it until the fullest.
No kidding, dude. That's wild.
It's been a wild ride for sure. I started out there, and then I decided at 20 years old I'd go all over the country guiding elk hunts, mule deer, duck hunts, anything somebody would hire me to guide, really.
Yeah.
Finally, about 3 or 4 years ago, my father came to me and he said, I want to spend more time with you and your family, and we both love to hunt so much. Why don't we get a place where I can deer hunt like I love to deer hunt, and maybe you can guide on it? And just by happenstance, within 2 weeks of the discussion, one of his best friends over here in Arkansas gave him a call and said, "Hey, Big Slash just came back up for sale. Y'all ought to take a look at it." And the rest is just kind of history. As soon as we stepped foot on it, we knew it was what we were after.
Yeah, it was the one. Dang, no dude, doubt. That's crazy. Because after Asher had hunted there last year with you, and he was telling me all about it, and I was hella jealous that I wasn't on there. And I was like, dude, I gotta experience that. I gotta get out there. Because first, I had never hunted Arkansas. Like ever. That just last week when I hunted with you is my first time ever hunting in Arkansas. And Asher, for some reason, he's like, he just never puts me on Arkansas trips. I don't know why. He's just keeping me out of there, dude. I was like,
he knows he's gonna be buying more plane tickets now, is what it is.
Exactly. He just never let me come there. So I was like, finally, dude, and to experience it with you guys was so damn fun. But like, just that your lodge and the property and like riding out on an Argo, dude, like it's all so freaking badass. And I know we were there, a little early, for the opener, and like all the birds aren't there yet, but still, to me, to experience that was freaking sweet, dude. Like it's just awesome. And then to hear that, the whitetail hunting on there is freaking badass on that property too. It's just crazy, man. I wish, a lot of people should experience that. But so you mentioned that you kind of guided and whatever all over when you were younger. Do you have any like favorite places you went like growing up like that, or like big game hunting or elk or duck or whatever? Do you have any favorites you did growing
You
up?
know, I'm mainly when I first started guiding, I thought I wanted to be a big game guide.
Yeah.
And so I mainly did elk and mule deer. And then after packing out a lot of meat for somebody that I didn't know, I decided quickly that that wasn't for me. So,
Yeah.
but, man, probably my favorite place to guide was I guided up in the Grovant Wilderness in Wyoming.
Yeah.
And the guy I worked for was not a friendly fellow, but where we were, it was 10 miles deep and you were immersed in the wild.
Yeah.
It made you realize how much of a man you actually were, whether you thought you were or not. By the end of it, it showed you who the real men were. And so, I mean, I just have always enjoyed stuff like that, you know.
Yeah. No kidding, dude. That sounds gnarly. Yeah, I've I always had dreams of that too. Kind of just never worked out, but like kind of doing like all the backcountry stuff or just going out in the wilderness and just living life. But it seems like at Big Slash, you kind of got your shit dialed now and you just love it there. And just,
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
you think that's a forever place there now?
I hope that my children's children talk about me someday on this place.
Yeah.
That would be
Yeah.
my hope and prayer for
I
sure.
can see that. Well, you sent me a Snapchat yesterday of your boy out there with you. That looked pretty special, dude.
He loves it. He loves it. He was picking up dive bomb decoys and throwing them at me. That's all he was really concerned about.
Yeah.
But he absolutely loves it. We ride anytime I can take him in the mornings. He goes and he rides every afternoon. So he's
Yeah.
actually upset with me right now because this is usually when we're out riding around. So,
Cutting into your little scouting time with him,
yeah, that's
dude.
right. That's right.
He doesn't like that. That's crazy. So how many holes or like different spots do you think you have, on your property to hunt? Like wood duck spots or mallard spots, or like is there a bunch of them?
Well, so I mean, I'll give a little rundown on the place.
Yeah.
It's 1650, 1,650, 1,700 acres, and it's got on the map the slough that runs through it is actually called Big Slash, and so that's where the
Yeah.
name came from. And on the other corner, there's a creek that runs in that's called Boat Gunwale,
Yeah.
and on the property they join together and make almost looks like a trident from a bird's eye view. And so when you flood the place up, it looks like it's been naturally flooded from rainwater. And in
Damn.
my opinion, that's the key, is to make it look natural as can be, you know.
Yeah.
We leave a lot of food. This year I have about 300 acres of standing rice, 100
Damn.
acres of standing corn. We fly rice into the slough during the spring to let it grow up. Anywhere I can get food in and it's dry enough, I plant food. And
Yeah.
I don't harvest anything anywhere water can get to it and a duck can sit on it. We don't harvest. We leave every bit of it for them.
Damn.
And a lot of people call me crazy, but I'm crazy about ducks. So
Yeah. No shit, you are, dude. Absolutely. Shit. I mean, sorry, I lost my voice. For the listeners, I lost my voice. I'm just getting it back. When I was in I got some kind of Arkansas crud while I was there. Straight lost my voice, or I had too much fun and I was
which, if
hollering.
anybody who's been to Arkansas knows, he could have caught anything down here. So
Yeah, dude, it was so much fun. Yeah, let's talk about that opener weekend a little bit. So me and Asher and Jake and Colton. I mean, this was literally like 7 days ago. We were just there with Zach, so I thought it was a good time to get him on. But for the opener, and you guys probably saw it on social media already. We shot a few mallards and a freaking mallard band the first day. It was us and Zach and his buddies out there, freaking fun crew, just having a time, just enjoying opening day, which I thought was wild, having an opener in around like the week before Thanksgiving, because I'd been hunting for like 2.5 months already. I was like, dude, this is crazy. These guys are like hyped to shoot a mallard. Just opening season. I've been doing this since early October. It's wild, but it was fun, dude. How would you rank, that opener to years past? It was warm, like super warm.
it definitely didn't even rank compared to years past. Honestly,
Yeah,
I mean, the past 3 years it was some 10-minute hunts,
yeah,
And I mean, this year, don't get me wrong, we had a great hunt and a great time, but it
mm-hmm.
was just, I told y'all when you got here, I'd been watching a bunch of birds in there, but it was
Yeah,
almost like that morning. It was the first clear morning in that whole week. It had been foggy and rainy all week, and it's almost like it had just kept them sitting in there. And when they got that first clear morning, a bunch of them didn't come back. And they
yeah.
still, I was looking at the hole earlier today, they still just hadn't gotten back in there. I don't know. You know
That's
how that is. Who
crazy.
knows?
That's crazy, dude. How they can be on, like, every waterfowler knows that too. They can be on such a hard pattern, and one day it's just
Gone.
just like,
Yep.
what the hell? Where'd they go? Like, what the hell?
And how do they all communicate it to each other? I don't know, but they
Dude, no,
do, buddy.
because you were talking to other dudes in the area, and they were saying the same thing. It was
I
like
mean, the exact
area,
same report.
yeah, wild, dude. I don't know the science behind that, but it's just crazy how that can happen some days, dude. Like, insane. Some
It
shot
really is.
totally loaded, and you think you're gonna go in there and smash them. And the first light was pretty good, and then it slowed up, and we're like, man, what the hell? Where'd they all go? But I didn't give a shit. I was vibing, dude. I'd never sat next to a tree like that in like knee deep water ever, just barking at them with the boys and cutting down, single mallards, singles and pairs. But it got pretty active. We stayed out there, while me and Asher were filming some stuff, and then you guys started shooting them. I was like, dude, I got to get back out there on that line and start shooting again, dude.
Yeah, they actually flew better later that morning for sure. Heck, that band, we killed it at 9:30 or 10 o'clock, something like that.
Yeah, it was like a couple hours into the hunt already, and I mean, we had been hunting for a long time.
The old single green bean.
For real, which is wild, dude. Those single bands always like mess me up more than shooting into a group or like a big rain out and you get a band, because you just replay. I was just replaying. I was like, I remember watching that duck drop in, and you would have no
1,000%.
idea that it had a little piece of metal on it, dude. Like, those ones are way more. I can still picture it, like out where I was sitting. I didn't even shoot. I was like, man, I didn't even point a barrel at the thing. I just watched it get shot.
And I do want to say, for all those who say, man, I only have one band, I don't know how you get that excited still. I promise you, I still get it way more excited than you could even imagine.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, yeah, that'll never go away. That's for sure. I don't care if I had 1,000 of them.
Yeah. I could see it in your eyes, dude. And shit, me too. I haven't seen a mallard band in a couple years in person. It's been a while for me. And I was like, dude, I just want to take a picture of that thing or something, or just hold it. Remember what one feels like real quick, because I hadn't held one in a long time, dude.
It is a great feeling. There is no doubt about that.
Yeah. But that was fun, though. You had your buddies, who was it? Slay and Terp and Lee. And
That's right.
I feel like I'm missing one.
Brad had Etta.
Yeah.
Yep.
He had the dog. Yeah.
That's right.
He was running the dog. How did you get connected with all those dudes? They're a pretty fun crowd to hang around, dude.
They're all from Tallahatchie hunts also.
Really?
Yep. Some of the OG crew from years back. We just stayed together. You know how it is. A group of hunting buddies seems to stay together more than about any group of friends.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, until a band or something.
True. Yeah, no shit. Nah, but they were a good crew, dude. I enjoyed hunting with those guys. It was so fun. And finally I had met Zach. I didn't hunt with him last year. I'd met him in Memphis, hit it off pretty good, and I was like, dude, I gotta be on that trip. And I still have if you're watching, I still have my mustache, because in Memphis, me and Asher decided we were going to show up to Big Slash with just mustaches to match Zach with his stash, dude. And I'm still trying to grow my beard out. And my wife's like, you got to get rid of that thing. Hey, but
we tried to get Jake on the bandwagon.
Dude,
he showed up without one.
I don't even think he can grow one, dude.
Don't start. He's going to watch this and be...
He's gonna be like,
I rode him hard enough.
Yeah, dude, but we brought the good luck, dude. You guys shot a band last year too, didn't you, when Asher was there?
We did.
On the freeze hunt, right?
Still, I was in I'm still in shock that even y'all made a trip down last year and then came back this year, much less to kill a band on camera
Dude,
twice.
that's
Like I
insane.
said, if somebody wasn't there to witness it and film it, somebody would think we were lying. But I assure you,
Well, dude,
it was just
100%.
dumb luck.
Somebody's like, man, these guys are buying bands off eBay and slapping them on there. But I'm like, dude,
Oh,
no, that was.
I got people right now that think that about me. That
It's
I
like, no,
know.
it's just how it is. I mean, so there was a couple people I saw in the comments after we posted that, man, like, oh, quit slapping 10-year-old diver bands on them things or something like that. I was like, man, if you had to be like, we're being serious. This isn't fake, dude. I'm telling you.
We average about 10 to 12 bands off this place since we bought it.
Mhm.
I mean, of course,
That's solid.
some of them last year there were a lot of wood ducks, but
Yeah.
the 2 years prior it was 9 or 10 mallard bands off the place. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just a confluence. This is where all the mallards want to come down here and eat
Yeah.
acorns, and they're coming from all over the place, and with a
That's
little dumb
crazy.
luck.
Yeah. That's crazy, dude. That's sweet though. I mean, I saw those wood ducks were so fun to me. So we hunted mallards the first day, and then we turned around and Zach said he had a shit pile of wood ducks that we could hunt in one of these holes, dude. And that was so fun to me. I know wood ducks get a lot of flack from a lot of people down there, but I don't get to shoot them, too often. I'm telling you, we filmed it. There's going to be a video. I don't want to spoil it too much because there's going to be a video coming out of this wood duck hunt. But it was so damn fun. Zach put me and Asher on the very front of the hole on this tree, dude. And I'm telling you, they would drop straight down from this tree and just start like weaving through the trees and stuff, dude. It was crazy.
There's plenty of footage of y'all gun barrels going every way, and then y'all just look at each other, just
I'm like, dude, I couldn't even shoot because they get so squirrely. Dude, because they like right before they're about to land, they start shifting all over. And I was just like, Jake was editing the video and sent me a clip of my gun barrel just swinging everywhere and not even shooting one. And then he pans over to Asher, and Asher's roasting me for it. And I'm like, dude, these things are hard to shoot. And then when it's when it's early, they drop below those trees and you can hardly see them.
oh heck, you couldn't. We couldn't see them that morning. Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, that was so fun. But like for you being a regular hunter there, like you're gonna shoot mallards over a wood duck all the time.
I mean,
I'd assume.
I don't know. When those wood ducks get in there thick, I'm not a purist. I'll tell
Yeah.
anybody that. I'm far from a purist. If a duck
Dang,
flies
yeah.
into my duck hole, it's getting shot.
Yeah.
Spoonbill. I don't care if it's the best mallard day. I'll sit out there and shoot spoonbills. I mean, it's just that to
Just
me. We're
just duck
trying to.
hunting.
I love to sit out there all day, but I don't at the same time because
Yeah.
I'm trying to get out of a hole and let them come back and do it again.
Yeah. That's true.
We treat the place like a refuge here, is what
Yeah.
we try to do.
Yeah. That's a good idea too. Do you hunt every single day of the season?
I do. I hunt every day.
Yeah.
And so we use the wood ducks kind of on break days. If we need the mallards to
Yeah.
thicken up a little, we'll go hunting wood ducks for a day or two.
I'm telling you, I want to do that again so bad. Like it was so fun to me, dude. I was hyped shooting those things, just screaming in. And I was shooting a little 20 gauge too, nice lightweight 20. Oh, dude, it was so fun. And I hadn't shot a wood duck in a while. I mean, we have wood ducks here, and I'll see them every now and then and shoot maybe a couple a year. But I've never been on just like a pure wood duck hunt when that's all there is, just screaming through the trees. And you're pounding them at like 5 yards from your gun barrel, sitting next to a tree, dude. That was all brand new to me. We don't do that on the West Coast, dude. That does not exist on the West Coast out here.
And that was fun too, because well, again, I don't want to give out too much. We did just rotate what tree we stood on.
Yeah. That was the hot tree, dude. I'm telling you, you got to be on the lookout for that YouTube video coming in a couple weeks because it's a fast and furious one, and it's hilarious, man.
Yeah, those wood ducks get thick on this place. It gets to the point where there are some mornings where you're trying to shoo them out of the decoys.
Yeah, 100%. I feel it, dude. So you have some weather coming, and you think have you gained any more ducks this week since we had left already or not?
In the evenings, there's definitely more hitting every hole.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that. But the mornings are still pretty mediocre slow for right now.
Yeah.
But I say that it's almost like that every year. You know, one morning, 3 mornings ago, we went and killed a 6-man of mallards, and
Yeah.
then 2 mornings ago, they barely even flew. We killed 10.
Yeah.
So it's just very sporadic right now.
Kind of
But
hit
that
and miss.
weather that's about to hit up north, I know the Midwest boys are pumped about it, and we are too, because we're hoping it starts the migration finally pushing down.
Yeah. It should, dude. It sounds like it's going to get gnarly up there. And it should. Hopefully, it just lights everything up and everyone just starts killing them.
I
I
know
would
I'm
think
getting a
it
bunch
would.
of just Snapchat videos of some Canadian geese going down, so
Yeah.
they're starting to push.
Yeah. They're starting to move. Have you ever, do you ever have days where you're like out looking, you can just like watch them migrate in, like just dropping? Have you ever noticed any days like that?
I would say that's one of my favorite parts about owning this place is you can watch the migration.
Damn.
When you're guiding for somebody else, especially if it's somebody who's guiding a lot, as soon
Yeah.
as a duck hole gets ducks in it, you're hunting it and running them out, and you're
Hmm.
in the migration, but you don't know what's going on. But on this place, I've got enough rest areas that there's certain days you can go out there and you just know that
Damn.
a bunch arrived, you know, a whole
That's
bunch.
sweet, dude. There's a couple days here I'll notice it, but more so it's like I'll wake up one day and the fields have like 3 times as many ducks, and I'm like, oh, we got a nice little push yesterday evening or last night or something, but I don't really see ours dropping in too much. But I remember when we were there, you referenced like you don't want to cut the head off of the beast or something like that, and you like to hunt around some of your holes. What did you mean by that
I'm
there
a
for your
believer
property?
in we all want to go into the best duck hole and just have a 10-minute hunt.
Yeah,
Heck, that's all of our goal. We hunt, a lot of us hunt every day of the season in hopes of that happening once or twice. But
yeah,
when you're guiding on the place, and really, even if I wasn't guiding on the place, I'm just trying to hold as many ducks as I can,
yeah,
and it almost becomes addicting to hold the ducks just like it does to kill them. And then, so when they get thick in an area, there's no way I'll go in there. No chance. I'll go hunting right near them, but and
yeah,
catch the swing ducks. But I like to like we were talking about. I like to leave the head of the beast, because if you go in there and just cut it off, especially too early,
yeah.
then he's gone. You got to
Mhm.
wait for another one to come in.
Exactly. Yeah, I
Now,
think
don't
that's
not go ahead. Sorry.
no, you good.
No, I was just gonna say, not to be mistaken with, when the beast gets big enough, we definitely go in there and cut him in half,
Yeah,
cut him down to a quarter, but we try not to ever just fully just cut his head off.
damn. Yeah, I feel that. We have properties here. I wouldn't say it's the same, but we rotate properties. I won't, burn a couple of our fields to the ground, because if we burn them out, it might be another month before it gets ducks in there. But if we hunt it, like every other week, like once every other week,
Hmm.
they stay pretty consistent. And I feel like a lot of people will just go and just destroy properties because there'll be ducks on them and they'll just boom, boom, boom. You might get 3 good hunts in a row and then nothing. Or you could make a property, last all season where you don't completely blow them out of there, but it just kind of fluctuates up and down. Like, I know a lot of guys that'll just freaking they get too amped up. They have a lot of ducks in and just wham, 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 and then boom. They're like, oh, we're not killing anymore. I'm like, yeah,
Hmm.
I wonder why. Because he just went and destroyed all of them out of there.
I think that happens more than anything else all across the country. Guys,
Yeah.
they just can't take it. And I get it, but I
I do
get it and
too.
I don't,
Absolutely.
um, because we all don't have 60 days to hunt every single day. And,
Yeah.
I take that for granted. That there's no
Absolutely.
doubt.
Yeah, I mean, I pretty much I don't hunt weekdays too much. I pretty much stick to weekends because that's when my buddies can hunt. I'll solo hunt a little bit. I'd say I'd more like pretty similar to your average hunter, across the nation, just hunt on the weekends and have
Hmm.
a few decent properties to hunt. I mean, if you have no option and you got ducks and you got to go shoot them, by all means, go freaking tear them up. But
That's right.
if you exactly, I have nothing against
I'm
that.
not judging. That's for
Me
sure.
neither, dude.
I've
Absolutely
done it.
not. I'm not
I've
trying to
gone in
act all
roost
high and
holes.
mighty
I've
because
done it.
I'll go shoot the shit out of anything I got. But
Yeah.
if you have the opportunity to maybe rotate properties, I think it's a good
It's
idea,
beneficial.
for the average hunters. Like say we have four in on our home ground, four really great properties. And we don't like I'm talking like you can go in there and kill probably 20, for the most time every time you hunt it. And I hunt, I rotate them. So I'll probably hunt them maybe twice a month and it keeps it good. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's just a good tip, I think, for a hunter to keep that in mind instead of
1,000%.
I see a lot of younger guys just getting after it, and I'm like, man, if you actually, that's a good example. So one of our blinds close to my house, some younger kids were jump shooting it, like every single day, and I'm like, man, I guess they're just inexperienced. They just don't know
That's right.
what will happen if you do that to a property every day. So we finally talked to him like, hey man, like we'll show you some really special stuff if you just slow down a little bit. And I know you're young and you want to shoot every duck that touches a property, but if you let it sit, I'll show you something really special. Like just let it sit for 2 weeks and let it load up. And then we went in there and shot like 40 of them, and the kids, eyes were just holy cow, you can do this in here? I'm like, yeah, that's what happens, when you don't jump shoot something every day or hunt it 3 times a week, I think it's just it was cool to see younger guys, eyes kind of light up like that and kind of realize what happens when you let a property sit or manage stuff a little bit like that. And I always try to do my part. Like I just had my younger cousins on this podcast earlier. I try to do my part to kind of steer the young guys, the right way a little bit. And because pretty much every kid learns off of YouTube and social media now. And back in my day, and I'm sure same with you, that didn't exist back then.
Well, I think that like you touching on something that we forget is today's generation doesn't have, fathers and old men that are teaching them traditional ways of duck hunting,
Exactly.
And a lot of these kids just don't know any better. Nobody's ever taught them,
Exactly.
And not to mention anybody who's a waterfowler has been through the stages of, I love to just be out there. I don't really care how much I kill.
Yeah.
I have to kill as much as I can. It doesn't matter how.
Yeah.
And then you die. And then a lot of people stay in that for a long time. and then the next step is, I'm just happy to be out here again,
Exactly. 100%, dude. I used to be the guy. I wouldn't leave a field until I had my very last bird for the limit. And
Man.
Dude, I'm like, dude, my friend's like, man, can we leave? I'm like, hell no. We have one left. And if it takes me 4 hours to get that one, we're staying. Like,
I'm right. I've been there.
Dude,
I'm not going to say I don't do it occasionally still,
All of us have been there, but you're right.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say slowing down, but I like to go out. I don't hunt as big of groups as I used to. I used to burn everything to the ground and hunt 15 dudes all the time and try to kill 100 of them every time I go out, and I was successful at it. But now, I kind of enjoy the small, like 6 dudes, and I got my dog now. I enjoy bringing my dog out and seeing him run. And yeah, those waterfowl stages, dude.
Man, they get everyone. And that can be said for whitetail hunting, for turkey hunting, anything. You go through stages,
Big time.
For sure.
Big time. What do you think one of your favorite hunts has ever been on the Big Slash property so far?
Probably I know what my favorite hunt is one afternoon we were sitting at the house. Joe Heinz was here.
Yeah.
And we had a group that morning. We took out 6 guys and smashed them and, had like a 45-minute hunt. And we were sitting there all day, and Joe every 10 minutes. We had a new group come in that afternoon, just some of my friends. And Joe every 10 minutes, he was looking over there at the same hole we'd been in. He'd look over there, and every time he'd come up with some different excuse why we should go afternoon hunt. Because I usually don't ever afternoon hunt, And finally I just walked over there. I said, I'm leaving in 5 minutes to go get in that hole. And if you want to come, y'all better get dressed and be there with me, And we went out there, and it was just an absolutely magical afternoon. Mallards finishing our face, big groups of mallards. And
Damn.
my son True at the time was about a year and a half old, and
Yeah.
he stood in the back with Emily and watched us
Dang.
shoot all those ducks. And I mean, you could just see the twinkle in his eye. And we brought him up there when we were taking pictures, and there's still mallards coming in the background, and it's just that I'll just always remember that day, just for having True, more than just the
Yeah.
hunt, and just for having True out there.
Absolutely, dude. A year and a half old. You're born into the lifestyle then, dude.
Whether he wants to be or not. That's right.
Exactly. Dude, yeah, that's pretty special that you can have your son out there just watching dad kill all these ducks just growing up. And you said all you've ever known is duck hunting, right? Or just hunting ever since you were
Yeah.
little?
My
Yeah.
father was the same way. 2.5 years old, he was taking me in and sitting me in a boat.
Damn.
I can remember him, literally strapping me into the boat where I couldn't get to the edge, like doing me like a dog, and leaving me sitting over there watching men just. And I mean, it was just magical because, even thinking back on it now, just watching those big groups of mallards or wood ducks or whatever it was finish, and
Yeah.
all these gruff men who some of them never even cracked a smile,
Yeah.
walking around high-fiving and hugging each other. I mean, it just lit a fire in me even at that age.
For real, dude. Yeah, I didn't get my dad wasn't really a big hunter too much. I think I started when I was like 11 and he would just take me out because I would just beg him to take me out. And then once I got my license, I just kind of self-taught and just got so damn addicted to it. Started buying. Actually, I made my own homemade decoys because I couldn't afford shit. Even through college, I was making plywood honker silos, dude, with galvanized riveted shit to them.
And lucky for you could just whistle back then.
Exactly, dude. But yeah, I always think about growing up in them old days and just how much it's changed. But the love is still there. The game has changed, but all of us are still in it because we just love watching a duck decoy. And no matter what, I'm the same as you, dude. If it's a spoonie, if it's a ruddy duck, if it's I don't really like teal that much. Anything besides the teal, but still, I'll shoot whatever, dude. I'm not a purist, at all. I love me a widge. I'd say I'd take a widge hunt. Like I was telling you, I'll pass up on mallard hunts all the time just to go shoot widge. And
Yeah, you're blowing my mind with all kinds of information. Alpacas, widgeon hunts, skipping mallards.
Dude, I'm telling you, the West Coast is crazy. But when I was telling you guys that alpaca story around the table that night, I was like, man, I'm a freaking redneck.
Dude, I was laughing my ass off. I mean, I was absolutely belly laughing. Like genuine tears were coming out of my eyes.
So damn
And you're
funny.
just looking at me like he's laughing at me, not with me.
For real. So for the listeners, they kind of know about my auction barn escapade. So I bought 2 alpacas like 2 months ago. Probably a month ago. And I was telling these guys, actually, it all started because I was like, I don't want my daughter to be a horse girl. And then, and I was like, well, I have 2 horses, 5 beef cows, a bunch of alpacas, a shitload of cat. And Zach's like,
Well, it's
you
too
expect
late.
her not to be? He kind of made me realize that I'm screwed. She's going to be a horse girl for sure.
She already is one.
Yeah. So I bought these 2 alpacas for a screaming deal, and I had the extra horse stall open. I'm like, I can flip. They're worth some money. I can flip these things for sure. And then I bought them, and then this freaking alpaca farm in the county started doing a herd dispersal, so I can't get rid of them. And they just keep bringing more and more alpacas to the auction barn, dude. And I'm like, I'm stuck with these things. Like I can't get rid of them.
He started out telling us he got a deal on them though. He got a steal of a deal, and he's gonna reinvest the money.
I did, dude. It's freaking that's my farm animal income on the side is wheeling and dealing in the auction barn.
Be
dude.
looking for a hidden alpaca on some merchandise one day.
Yeah, hell yeah. If you find the hidden alpaca on, so you know where it came from, baby.
Man.
Dude, that's probably why I lost my voice. I was laughing too hard with you guys that night, dude.
We did have a good time.
That's freaking fun. So did that lodge, I'm telling you, this lodge is so nice. Did that lodge come with the property?
It did.
Or did you build it?
The previous owners did a great job. The lodge was beautiful.
Yeah.
We've redone it a little bit, not much. The property was already unbelievable. I mean, the levee system they put in on the place was top tier. You can drain all the water off this place quickly. All we do different is I leave a whole lot more food.
Yeah.
And it has made the difference for sure.
How much time do you think you put into it in the off season? Are you there a lot in the off season?
Oh yeah, a whole lot. I don't, the middle of the summer, I won't be here that much, but otherwise I'm here.
Yeah.
It's because for one man running, you know, I don't do the crops. I do the crops in the duck holes, but otherwise we have a farmer that farms most of the place on a crop share. But otherwise I do 90% of everything alone, including guiding.
That's a lot.
I enjoy doing it alone. Some people tend to say I can bark orders at them and such. People tend to like me when I'm not their boss, but when I become their boss, things change. So I've learned my lessons. I'm man enough to say so.
Yeah, true. At least you can own up to it.
That's right. I've had some past guides that, you know, might see me differently than other people.
That's funny, dude. Oh, you were kind of bossing around Lee a little bit when we were in there.
Yeah, but you gotta keep Lee on a tight road, you know.
Dude, that was so fun. So damn fun. I wish I could relive that. Just that whole weekend. Dude, I need to come back there.
Oh, it's gonna happen.
I think Asher's coming. I'm gonna come back when Asher comes back, dude. I need to.
We got it. We got some dates down for January, and I think he said Cody might come down. So.
Oh, really? Yeah, Cody needs to come experience that, dude.
Yeah, we'll just make it a Dive Bomb affair.
Yeah, for real. Nah, I need to come back there. I need to get your ass out to the West Coast with me, dude.
Oh, I'm coming.
You got to block off something, dude. Actually, does your season end the end of January, or does it end like mid-January?
It ends January. I think this year it is the 31st.
Okay.
It goes to the last
so you go
day.
all January long.
Yep. What we need to do is maybe next year, because, you know, we have that split coming up.
True.
And it's early December.
Yeah,
that's usually...
you need to come in the split. Because, well, historically here, our good weekends used to be like around the November 11th time frame, but it kind of pushed back. And now it's kind of like the first week of December. Like, you know, you'll have ducks. It just kind of depends on, you know, the weather you're given.
Did you go today?
No, my kennel's so damn busy, dude. I don't even think I can hunt this weekend.
Have you seen much around?
There's not as many as there was before I came to you. We lost some ducks this week, but
it's been a weird migration across the board. I feel like everybody this year has had some interesting reports. Just
I would say like
not normal.
Their dudes are still killing for sure. It's not like we don't have any ducks, but like today, it was pure sun and wind, and on really sunny days here, we don't do very good. Like, we need overcast and nasty stuff to get them out feeding in the fields hard. So I knew like I could have hunted this morning, but I was like, man, it's not even worth it. I'll probably I won't even kill anything because yesterday. So this is weird about like our area. So yesterday it was pouring rain, and there was a field pretty close to me, pretty loaded with big honkers and mallards, and it was just nasty, windy, rainy, gross out. And I looked at the forecast, and I was like, dude, tomorrow's complete opposite weather. Like, I'll get no-showed in that field. If I show up there, you know, a scout in rainy weather, and they're hammering it, and I show up the next morning, and it's ripping 30 miles an hour, and it's clear out, I'll straight up be like, where the hell did they go? Like, because they just won't feed. So I like, you know, that takes experience around here to know that. Like, I've been burned like that multiple times. So I'm getting a little smarter in my old age, dude. But, you know, when I was younger, I'd have been still sitting out there scratching my head like, what the hell? Where's the ducks?
No doubt. And the days of just, you're going no matter what. I'm going, you know.
I know. I wish I could still do that, but I run a business and have a 6-month-old now. So I'm kind of figuring out that life will kind of kick you in the ass a little bit.
And you're about to be buying horses left and right. I mean, it's just
Hell nah, dude. Hell nah. My
you
daughter
know
is
what? I
going to
think
be a
I think
wig
I'm
menace.
gonna show up at the sale barn and we'll buy her a pony and we'll name it Slash. It would be worth it for
The thing
me.
is,
You
I'd
know?
buy it.
No, I'll buy it.
Yeah, then I'll just keep it at my place.
Yeah, that's right. And
See?
well, duh. Oh, yeah, you're keeping it.
Yeah, you got to come hunt like a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Monday's the auction, then you can leave on like a Tuesday.
That's right.
I got to get your ass in the hot seat in the auction barn. We could live stream it or something, dude.
One of these days, while we're talking about it, one of my dreams on the place is to, as much big game as I've got it. I grew
Yeah.
up on horseback and mules. I want a mule to just live on the place, a couple mules, and to
Damn.
start going in on horseback like they used to in the old
Yeah.
days in Arkansas.
Damn, they used to do that back even
Oh
on that,
yeah,
like flat ground like that.
yep. They say in the old books they claim in Arkansas in the green timber they would ride those mules in
Damn,
and literally hunt off of their backs at times because those
that's
mules
insane,
would swim in with them and they would hunt off of them.
dude. That is, I had no idea that you would even do that there.
Right? How
Because when I
crazy would
think
that be?
horses and mules, I think like out here, like steep, high country, going deep into like wilderness. I don't think about just going in on like flat ground.
Oh
on a
yeah,
mule
because
and stuff.
the mules helped settle all this land. You know, my great grandfather ran a mule team clearing timber for his whole life.
Damn, that's
But just to
crazy.
ride in and have your mule
Dude.
standing behind you after you shoot a strap of greenheads and throw
Dude,
them
you
over
gotta
his
do that.
neck,
Dude,
that would go hard.
you gotta do that. I would be like, throw me on one of those things ASAP. Screw the Argo, dude. Give me the damn mule. I'm riding that
Right?
thing in. I'm gonna have a little hitching post on a tree behind you.
That would, I mean, people can say what they will, but you did that,
Hey,
it would
that's the
hit. It would be special. It would be a
that's
special
the
hunt.
kind of stuff I'm so down with, just out of pocket stuff like
Yeah.
that, dude. I love that kind of stuff, dude. That'd be wild, riding out of there with like your 4 greenheads hanging off a saddle or something, dude.
Well, you got to have an over and under or side by side too.
Oh
I
yeah,
mean,
you can't go in there with a new semi-auto. You got to have something old school in there.
And if we're not
100%.
careful, we might have 2 alpacas that we're using to pack.
Dude, I was feeding them this morning. I was like, I got to get rid of these things. I posted on my Snapchat story. I got a little bit of like housework left to do, and I was like, I'll trade somebody 2 alpacas to come fishing, finish taping and mudding my drywall, dude. I'm like trying to get rid of them so bad. And the funny thing is, I had like 3 dudes bite on it. I'm like, where are you from? And they're from like the Midwest. I'm like, dude, well, if you were local, I'd do it in a heartbeat, dude.
I knew somebody'd bite.
Dude, I was like, somebody's gonna buy. It's not gonna be local people are like, man, hell no. I know how much you paid for those. Like, I ain't doing that.
I didn't want to say how much you paid. I want you to still make a profit.
Exactly. I'm not revealing that, dude. I gotta keep that on the DL. But I'll tell you, I would have came out way on top if somebody would have.
Oh man. I mean, they are cute for what they are. I guess that's your word to use for them.
Yeah, yeah. I thought my wife would like them, but she's like, "Get these things out of here." I'm like, "All right, I'll work on it."
That's like that you like them when you visit them at the petting zoo type of animal.
Exactly, dude. I'm gonna have to do a live nativity scene. I think one of you told me that or something. Somebody was like, "You're just gonna have to do a live nativity scene in front of your house for Christmas or something like that." Damn,
man.
Damn. So you said you got some family coming in for this weekend?
Yep, I just had my wife's family come in, and then coming up, her cousins are coming in. So
nice.
Should be a good time.
Heck yeah.
It's nice because there isn't quite as much pressure. I mean, you want them to get some birds, but it's nice when you can take a little bit of the pressure off for sure.
Yeah, that helps a lot. Dang, dude. Well, appreciate you coming on, man. Hopefully that big push shows up and you just freaking keep smashing them through the rest of the season, dude.
Oh, it's coming. It's coming. It's just not a matter of if, it's when.
Yeah, exactly. It's just getting started. I'm sure I'll make my way back there. I got to, dude. I enjoyed hunting with you guys so much. I'm like, damn, I wish I was still back there.
I know
You
Asher made you leave a day early, and then when you left,
I
we went in
know,
there and
dude. I was
smashed the
like,
mallards.
gosh dang it. I was like, dude, I totally would stay because they had stuff to do. I was like, hey, my baby's taken care of till Tuesday. Like, I can easily stay here another morning. But Asher gave me the whole tour around where I'd never been there yet. He showed me his property.
Well, that's
I think
good for
I
sure.
think he shot a couple ducks off of it with his kids yesterday or something like that.
Yeah, I saw that. I
Um,
saw that.
yeah, I think that was his property, but he's got some pretty big goals there. It's kind of cool. He's always talked about it. It was cool, seeing everything in person, but I really wanted to just stay there another day and hunt with you guys, but
Yeah,
there'll
that's
be
how it
other
always
time.
works. If somebody leaves and they don't want to leave, then they they don't really have to. Well, then the next day their band's dying or just a
Exactly.
full strap.
Dude, just smashing them.
Oh,
Hell yeah. Well, I appreciate you coming on, Zach. And like I said, hopefully everything goes smooth this year. We'll find our way back there, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.
I sure appreciate it, Matt. Thanks for